Today is Monday, April 28th, 2025. We're at the Crescent Ridge Trailhead. I didn't zoom in, but this is looking right up King Ravine and then Mount Madison over there. We are heading up today to knock off, oops, where did it go? A bunch of trails in the Randolph Town Forest. That blue loop, I don't know if this is focused, is what we plan to do. We might do some more stuff. I don't know how fast things are going to go. We're carrying spikes, no snowshoes. There's a couple on the 500 highest up here. One is the Mount Crescent. It's just like 100 feet off from where the trail goes. And the other one is off of Mount Randolph somewhere. So we'll be doing some short bushwhacks. And it should be 9 miles, maybe more if we decide to do a little bit more. Alrighty. Last week, no videos. I was in Seattle with my daughter and John was hiking by himself and doesn't do videos. So now we're back at it. We are 1.1 miles in now, heading up to Mount Crescent on the Mount, right? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Mount Crescent Trail. There's you can make a loop out of it at the top, and that one goes to, the other side of the loop goes to a south lookout. So I don't actually know if Mount Crescent has a view. We'll find out soon. We're not going to go down that other side though today, but Mount Randolph does have a view. And right there, right through the trees right here is Mount Madison. Yeah, that's Madison. I can see more snow over in this area. Yep. Okay. It's beautiful. The bottom 7/10 was all hardwoods. Now we're into more of the conifer. Down there, the trout lily is everywhere. It's abundant, and it is not blooming yet, but some of them do have buds on them. So I think in the next week we'll be seeing that. I saw some red trillium with buds, not ready to bloom yet either, but getting there. There are tons and tons of trout lily down there. We're on the north outlook on Mount Crescent. So this is Pliny, and then Wambeck South, Middle, and North Weeks. Mount Cabot. Oh, and I'm as zoomed as I can go, but the scree field is totally visible on Cabot. And then the horn, or the bulge in the horn. Unknown Pond Peak. I can see Rogers Ledge. I see something that's really, really cool looking. Maybe it's, I'll have to check. I think it's the Percy Peaks. Wow, that looks really neat. Between, it's right in there. There's like a bald thing sticking up. And then over here is Black Crescent Mountain. We encountered some patches of snow. It's pretty consistent right up here at the summit, and it's pretty unstable. So much moose sign up here. Tons and tons. Tons. So we are going to get off the trail, but there's a junction up here where you can go down to the south outlook that we're not going to take, but are we going to walk down it and then cut into the woods? Or are we just going to cut in the woods and then come back on it?
Either way.
Either way, we're going to go. It's short. It's like 150 feet off trail to get to the actual summit. And there should be a canister because it's on the 500. Look at this. There's a bench. And if I sit on the bench, lovely. That is a nice view. Okay, and it was 1.3 miles.
Lovely.
Yeah. We're just kind of lollygagging along here, but it was not hard. There was a little climb at the end. Nothing much. I see some windmills through the trees there. That's right at Jericho Mountain, I guess. All right. Wow, that's a cool thing on Black Crescent Mountain. Look at that. There's like a cliff with a scree field underneath it. All right, we're gonna go to the summit next of Mount Crescent. We just finished coming down Underhill Path, which is right here, crosses a little bog bridge, and we are on a forest road, which actually has a name. It says Hunter's Pass Spur on Gaia. Ooh, it's very squishy. Very squishy. And then there's another path that we're going to take back right over where John is. But before we do that, I'm going to get across here. Boom. We're going to continue this way, and that will take us out to Pond of Safety Road, and we're going to walk down and go see Pond of Safety before we head back this way. 4 Soldiers. Okay, this will finish up 4 Soldiers for us. Okay. Excellent. Stag Hollow Road via Pond of Safety, point 8. Okay, we're going to go down that way. So much moose sign on the way down, like a crazy amount. Maybe there'll be some in the pond. Who knows? All right. Heading down towards Pond of Safety. This is Pond of Safety. There's boating allowed and fishing allowed. I'm not sure how good the road is on the way in, but because we came in from the opposite end. It looks like it's probably pretty well maintained most of the way. I don't know about the final part. But we are sitting here listening to a yellow-rumped warbler and eating our lunch, and I just looked down and I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Let me see if I can catch it on here. I took a video on my phone of a leech. Oh, he's swimming in there. I'm not zoomed in. Ooh, he's so cool. Really neat looking. He has a pink belly and pink dashes on his back. I'll try to put the video in of that. I shot it going vertical, but I think I have it centered enough to crop it and put it in so you can see it. John put his hand in the water. It came right over to him. And I'd say that thing's like 5 inches long, but when you take your hand out of the water, it like pulls itself in on itself and plumps all up. And it looked like it was about 1.5 inches maybe, like that. And we've seen a few. I don't think they're the same leech. They're all about the same size. There's another one right there. Let's see. I'm going to stop this and zoom in. We'll see if I can get it. We'll come back in.
Okay, yep.
Any attached to you?
Nope.
He's traumatized. Look at that. It's like 5 inches long. He stretches out. Cool. This is done on my phone, so I'm zoomed in 3 times. He's just kind of poking around. That's so neat. Okay, so if you're freaked out by leeches, don't dangle your feet in the water here. Pond of Safety. Oh, there's another one over there. Where is he? Right in front of that rock. Yeah, he's going into the shadows now. Cool. They're everywhere. Okay. Pond of Safety. We're on an outlook on 4 Soldiers path now. We are coming from Pond of Safety on Four Soldiers. So before this, not very far away, 10th of a mile, maybe a little bit more, was a sign, an RMC sign that said Eye of the Needle. And on our Gaia, there's a viewpoint marked, but there was no view there. So I don't know if things are just overgrown. I don't know. There was no view that I could see at Eye of the Needle, but this is the next view, not named, looking out. Very similar view to Lookout Ledge, which is, I think, the next view continuing down. That's not on Four Soldiers, though, I don't think. We're going to get to a junction, and I think it's on Mount Randolph.
Which one?
What is where Lookout Ledge is?
Lookout Ledge is at the intersection of Sargent.
Yeah, Sargent and...
Byron Below, maybe?
It's close to that, yeah. So it's on Sargent. Is that what you're telling me? I don't think so. We went down Sargent from there. In any case, there's a lot of little trails. It's quite the trail network in here. We haven't seen anybody all day. I think it's possible we could see people up on Randolph, but if we don't see anyone there, we won't see anybody the rest of the day. I'd be shocked. But I think that more people come in off of Durand Road and do that stuff. So anyway, nice view here. I don't know if you could sit and get the view. What do you think?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, maybe. These trees right here, though, are going to leaf out at some point. So I think now you might be able to sit and get some view, but this is looking up King Ravine, right in the middle. So Madison, Adams, and Jefferson. All right, we're going to continue on. The next thing of note should be the summit, right?
Yeah, we'll hit the intersection. Then we'll go.
We're going to have an intersection, right? And we're going to take a left, go up to the intersection, or sorry, go up to the summit of Mount Randolph. And then there's a north peak or north bump on that, which we're going to try to bushwhack out to. I think there's a fair amount of snow still up in that area, but we'll see. It's very annoying. The snow is very soft. There's no monorail, so you're just punching through. It's not super deep, though. A lot of places it's like ankle to mid-shin. Some places it's been more. But there's just so much open. Snowshoes are kind of pointless also. It's just the deteriorating spring. So it's all been post-holed by moose, pretty much anyway. So there you have it. All right, we're going to keep moving on. We're up on the summit of Mount Randolph, which is marked. There's no view, but there is a nice view about 200 feet back as you're climbing up. Another look into King Ravine and Madison, Adams, and Jefferson. It's really beautiful up here, mossy. We're going to continue on. This is Mount Crescent, or Crescent Ridge Trail. We're going to continue on it and do a bushwhack out to the north peak of Mount Randolph, which is on the 500 highest. Hopefully there will be a canister. Could not find the canister on Mount Crescent. We were definitely on the high point. As you can see, there's a lot of blowdowns. Spring cleanup has yet to happen. We're just coming down off the north side of Mount Randolph, and someone cut, I don't know if you can see, there's definitely cut trees out here. So there's like a view now of Crescent Mountain in the foreground, and then I'm gonna zoom in here. This is Old Speck right there, and like the Mahoosucs, Goose Eyes over there, and then coming around, I just kind of blocked myself. This is Shelburne Mariah is right behind this tree. This is Mariah. And let me move a little back onto the trail here. Okay, Pine Mountain right here in the foreground. And then, oh, I take it back. I said Shelburne, middle Mariah right there. back over here is North Carter, Middle Carter, South Carter, Mount Leith, and Imp. This is Imp right there, and then North Carter right there. Okay, pretty good. No snow here, but we hit a couple patches coming off on the north facing side, so I expect to see more snow as we go. We're just coming up the north bump of Mount Randolph when they have a labeled Lafayette View, and there is in fact a view to Lafayette, but this is the same view we've been getting. It's a beautiful day up there. I wonder what the wind was like. And then when you come down here, we have the Bonds and the Twins, and then Franconia Ridge. Let me zoom in on that. And there you have it. Franconia Ridge on the right. And this bump in front of us is Mount Randolph. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna be bushwhacking soon to get to the summit of this little bump that we're on. We just saw a garter snake. We've seen some spring beauty, quite a bit of it blooming, and a few trout lilies are blooming now too. So spring is definitely springing. This is the summit jar for the north peak of Mount Randolph. Last people up here were March 19th. Prior to that, it was in, I think the last two before that were in November. All right, and the book is about half full. It's a little tiny book, and it was placed in 2007. That was the first check-in. So, and this was not where it said it was on my map, right? But it is definitely the high point, and that's what we did on the last one too. We went to the high point. There was nothing around to sign in on that we could find. And then we went to where the map said it was.
Which is not a high point.
Which is not a high point, and it wasn't there either. So, whatever. Okay, so there it is. I'm standing literally right next to it. And then it's up a little, maybe 8 feet up from the surrounding area. There's like a little knoll here. And John's about halfway down it right now. All right, so we're just gonna go back out to the trail, finish up this trail, and then take, oh, it's got a weird name. Something Crook, I don't know what it is. We'll get to the intersection, I'll tell you what it is. But should be heading back towards the car shortly. We're on our final leg of the journey today. It's Carlton Notch Trail, or path, I guess. It's a little under 2 miles to get back to Randolph Hill Road. It comes out very close to where we parked, but not exactly, like the trailhead is not where we started. It's just a little bit down, but basically it'll be right at the parking lot. And for some reason, when I mapped it on Gaia, I came out with a little over 9 miles, and I am already a little over 9 miles on my watch. We did do the walk out to Pond of Safety and those 2 bushwhacks, but that should not add 2 miles. No way. So I don't really know how long this is supposed to be, but it's not difficult. It's just, it was slow going where there was snow. And there are a lot of blowdowns. So that slowed us up a bit too. But now we're hopefully going to cruise our way out of here. I expect to be in open hardwoods shortly. So the whole bottom part on the way up was open hardwoods. Great day back in the woods. Just coming down Carlton Notch path. We have this little tiny water right here. It's surrounded by a fence, but the gate is broken. And it's signed. It's a reservoir for the Mount Crescent Water Company. I don't know what that is. How weird is that? And then it looks like there's a trail intersection right here. There should be a little bump off to the left. Also, there's a water pipe there. We've seen lots of water pipes coming down. I don't know if it's related to that. So Carlton Notch Trail, Castle View Loop, ledge and rock. So I wonder if there's a view. Sounds like it. If there's a ledge out that way. So we're gonna leave that section of trail today. Come down and do it another day.